made it to the final session, which is absolutely incredible. Well done. This week is all about celebrating the strength and the body connection that you've gained. So let's get started and let's enjoy that together. Lovely, we're going to start in standing again, just with a few exercises to warm up through the body. So let's find our center of gravity. You're familiar with this now. We're rocking forwards and backwards and side to side, coming to rest with equal weight between all those pressure points. Soften your knees and then just rocking through the pelvis, forwards and backwards, switching on all those deep core muscles, loosening off through the back, and then come to rest midway between the two. And just put your hands down by your sides, floating your head up off of your shoulders like a helium balloon. And let's connect with our breath. So you're going to do your lovely umbrella breath in, breathing right down to the bottom of your lungs. And then as you breathe out, finding that core connection for me. So switching on through the pelvic floor with a little lift and squeeze. Just see if you can hold that for a few breaths in and out. Just connecting with your core. Lovely. And then from there, we're just going to go into a shoulder roll, followed by a side bend. And let's go to the other side. So shoulder roll and a side bend, staying connected with your core for me. And back up. This time we're going to do our shoulder roll and into our side bend, and then into that lovely side roll down. Rolling around to the middle, interlock your hands, palms are pointing down towards the floor, and you're going to stack back up. Segment by segment, take your palms to the ceiling on an in-breath and all the way around. Very good. Let's go to the other side. Shoulder roll, just pause on that side bend. Enjoy the stretch. Reconnect with your core. And then let's go through that lovely side roll down, round to the middle. Interlock your hands, palms are down towards the floor. And then we're going to stack back up again, segment by segment, and up to the sky and round. Brilliant. Let's go into our plie stance. So we're all going to do that. So if you remember, it's a wider stance, feet pointing out 45 degrees. Going to switch on through the core and then just come out with your knees straight over your toes. You're running your back straight up and down that wall, remember? And up again. We're going to do a few more. And then we're going to add some calves into that. So this time we're going to stay down in our plie. Let's see whether you can just come up onto the toe of one foot and then the other. Good. And let's come back up again. Let's see this time whether we can come up onto both toes. Keep your balance. Well done. And up again. And let's do that again. Just 1 foot at a time. So up onto one toe and then the other. And up again. And this time we're going to see if we can do both again. Remember to try and keep your balance. Find your strength in your core. Well done, fantastic. And up again, brilliant. Right, let's do our roll down onto the mat. We're going to come down onto our backs to start. So, switching on through your core, chin onto your chest, coming down really slowly, segment by segment. Focusing on your body and how it feels. And again, we're just going to hang there for a second. I love this stretch. Stretching through the spine, feel that down the back of the legs. Lovely. And then we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Fantastic. And we're going to start with a bridge exercise. So bring your heels nice and close to your bottom for me. We're going to do this segmentally with a lovely upper back stretch as well. We're all going to be doing the same thing. So switching on through your core. Tuck your tailbone up and under, which flattens your back down into the mat. And you're going to start peeling your spine up off of the mat, one bone at a time. And as you do that, take your hands up over your head, all the way to the floor, and then leaving your arms where they are, coming down through your spine, through your shoulder bridge, bone by bone, nice and slow. Feel that lovely stretch through your upper back, and then when you finish your shoulder bridge, your arms come all the way back and over to your hips. And we'll go again, so tuck your tailbone up and under, and then peeling your back off of the mat like a giant sticker. Well done. Then leave your hands there as you come back down with your spine. Remember, you're trying to play every single bone in your back down onto the mat like an individual note on the piano. And then last of all, your arms come over nice and strong. We're going to do 2 more. Feels lovely through the upper back, doesn't it? and down again. And again, this is a great exercise for activating lots of different muscle groups. We're using our glutes, we need a lot of core control, and we can also become really aware of all that movement that's possible through our spine, as well as getting that lovely stretch through our upper back. This is our last one, everybody. Coming down nice and slow through that shoulder bridge, and then hands come over last of all. Fantastic, very good. So going on to a little bit of bridge work, focusing more on our glutes. Make sure your heels are nice and close to your bottom. We're all going to come up into single leg tabletop first of all. All right, and that's the position I'm going to start in. So as you know, I like to have my hands on my hip bones just so I can feel what's going on, but you can also have your fingertips up towards the sky if you'd prefer. So we'll all do a few like this and then we'll progress on. So switching on through your core, and in that tabletop position, see how high you can take your hips up towards the sky, lovely, and down again. And let's do 3 more on that side. Good, so 2 more. Well done. And one last one. And let's swap sides. Off we go again. Lovely, last one. Fantastic. And then Nikki, I want you to do that again in tabletop position. Shakira, you and I are going to come into an extended leg position, and we're going to do it in that position there. So up you go again with the hips and down. Pointing the toe along the whole time, Shakira. Good. Do one more on that side. Nikki, you just keep working away. Let's swap sides, Shakira. Go with the other leg. Off we go again. We've got 2 more to go. Well done, lovely. Perfect. Popping those feet down, and then take your heels away from your bottom again, so your knees are back to 90 degrees. And we're just going to do a little bit of arm and leg work, working our core nice and hard in this position here. Okay, so we're all going to come up into single leg tabletop again. Lovely. Switching on through your core, and then you're going to extend that knee long as you take your hands over your head. Lovely. And then back with your arms as you return to tabletop. Let's do the same thing again, but add a little bit of a leg lower. So you're taking your heel down towards the floor, and then back into tabletop. So you extend through your leg and lower your heel to the ground, and then back up. And as you do that, remember not to arch your back. Fantastic, very good. And then we're going to swap sides. So let's pop that foot down, up with the other leg. Same thing again, switch on through your core, and you're going to extend through the knee, lower the heel towards the ground, and then back up again. Another thing to watch for as you do that, make sure that your ribs are staying nice and soft. You're not flaring them up towards the ceiling. Staying switched on through those core muscles the whole time. That's 3. Going to do 1 more. Lovely. And then Nikki, I want you to go back to the other leg and just cycle through that again. Shakira, you and I are going to come up into double leg tabletop, keeping your core connection. We're just going to extend that knee, take your hands up over your head, and then return, and let's swap legs and extend the knee and return. Lovely. So Shakira's going to keep going with that level there. For anybody who would like the progression, we're going to add that leg lower in as well. So keep going, everybody. Very good. Are you feeling those tummy muscles yet? Fantastic. We're going to do 2 more each side, and Nikki, you're just working through your sets of 4 on each side. Well done, Shakira. 1 more on each side for us. Brilliant. Last one. Lovely. Let's just pop both legs down momentarily. We're going to go on to our scissors exercise next. We're all going to start in double leg tabletop stand. We'll start with your hands on your hip bones for me though. So switch on through your core, engage through your pelvic floor, float one leg up into tabletop, and then the other leg. Nikki, you're going to work away at your double leg scissors. So you're just tapping down with your toe and back up, and then the other side. Lovely. We'll do another one, and then Shakira, on the next ones, you're going to do the same thing, but you are going to do it with straight legs, okay? So you're going to take both legs long, and you're going to take one leg down as the other leg comes back up. Lovely, and again. Keep going, and then I'm going to add in another progression to that, coming up into a head raise, and cupping the leg that's coming towards me. You both okay?
Yeah.
This is why it's called scissors, because eventually you end up with your straight legs like a pair of scissors. Keep going. We're going to do 2 more each side. Last one. Fantastic. And then pop one leg down and then the other. Well done. And let's just bring knees to chest for a moment. Rock them side to side. And then into that lovely torpedo stretch for me. Good job, everybody. Fantastic. Perfect. And then from there, we're going to come all the way over into our 4-point position. And we're going to start with a lovely thread the needle stretch. So when you're ready, coming down onto your hands and knees. Just reset your position, rocking through the pelvis, finding your neutral, nice and square across the back of the shoulders, lifting and squeezing through your pelvic floor. Then you're taking one hand through that gap, run the back of your hand along the floor. Enjoy that stretch, and then on an in-breath, you're drawing that hand back up and through, and up towards the ceiling. Good. Let's do 3 more on that side. And open up. 2 more. Last one, and then we'll swap sides. Very good. And the other hand. So sliding it through, run the back of your hand along the floor, and then opening up towards the ceiling again. And off we go. Well done, 2 more. Fantastic. And then moving on to an arm and leg exercise. We're all going to start with our full arm and leg exercise to start with. Find your neutral pelvis, switching on through your core, and we're going to take opposite arm and leg long, and this time reaching to the horizontal by pointing your toe long, and then coming in again. And we're going to go with the other side, trying to keep your hips in the middle, lift through the tummy so you're not arching your back down towards the floor. Let's do another one. And then Shakira, you and I are going to work in a little bit for our hamstrings in this. On the next one, when we've got our leg long, we're then going to bend the knee, work our hamstrings, and go straight, and then come down again. And let's go with the other side. So long, and the knee, and Nikki, you're just going to keep going. A few more. Again, really focusing on that core control the whole time. Let's do 1 more each side, everybody. Fantastic. And let's just go into a shell stretch just to ease off through the wrists. So bottom back towards your heels, knees nice and wide. Stretch those fingertips away. And remember, this is a great position to just think about releasing and relaxing through that pelvic floor. Well done. Right, let's come back into 4-point, and we're going to work on those knee hovers and those leg pulls. So this week, let's all start by tucking our toes under. Reset your position, switch on through your core, and we're all going to hover our knees to start with. And then if you feel able to, we're going to bring knee in towards the chest on one side, and then the other side, and then we're going to pop down. That feel all right, Nikki? Yeah, and again, so knee hover, knee to chest on the other side, and then back down. So if you keep cycling through those, Nikki, Shakira, you and I are going to go into our full leg pull. So we're going to take our hands further forward. We're going to keep your toes tucked under. Switching on through your core, you're going to do your knee hover and then drive your bottom forwards to take your shoulders over your hands. Lovely, body in a nice straight line. See if you can hold that. And then coming back and down. Fantastic. So if you just keep doing those, hold them for a few seconds. For the progression, we're going to try a little bit of a leg lift. I find these a bit easier if I put my hands closer together. So I'm going to do the same thing as Shakira, coming up, drive forwards, and then like that, going to lift one leg, and then lift the other leg, and down, and back, and down onto my knees. And let's go again. So switching on, driving forwards, and lift one leg, and then the other. Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Good job. We're going to do 2 more sets. So just working away at your own speed. And I'm going back and down onto my knees. The last set, knee hover, forwards into our full leg pull, leg extension, knees, and down. Well done, everybody. That was fantastic. And let's just finish off in a little shell stretch. Easing off through the wrists as you do that. Brilliant. From there, we're going to come over into our side plank position that we introduced in our last session, but we're just going to progress it a little bit again. So back down onto your elbow. Remember, for these, your body is in a nice straight line between those points between your knee and your hip and your shoulder. And Nikki, again, you're just going to stay in this lifted position, but with your hip on the ground, and we're going to add a few more bits into that today, okay? So popping your hand on your hip bone, staying in this position here with your side nice and lifted, and we're just going to simply start lifting that knee for our clam exercise. Don't allow your hips to drop back, and let's do 2 more. Good. And again. Lovely. And then this time, we're going to take our hand up towards the sky. We're going to reach through that gap underneath us and then open back up to the sky. Lovely. And again. And we're going to do 2 more. And then Shakira, you and I are going to do the same set again, but in a side lift position. And Nikki, you're going to cycle through as you are. All right, so for the next set, Shakira, let's come up into a side plank, and we're all going to do our clams. We're going to do 4 clams, so that's 2 more. Well done. And then let's go into our threads. So reaching through the gap and back up to the sky. And that's 2. Let's do 2 more. And the last one. Fantastic, well done everybody. And coming down. Lovely, right, so let's come up into a high kneel position. Okay, and just adding a little bit more kind of side plank work into this. We're all going to work in the same position, but be doing different things with our legs, all right? So, switching on through your core, we're going to come down onto one hand, and you're going to take your opposite leg long. So we want to try and have our body in a nice straight line, okay? And let's all start just sliding our foot forwards along the floor and backwards, okay? Forwards and backwards. And Nikki, you're going to keep going with that. Shakira, you and I are going to go into some rainbows. I know you loved these last time. So we're adding them back in, just in a harder position. Well done. Let's do 2 more forwards and back. That's 2. Well done, everybody. Fantastic. And coming back up into our high kneel position, we're just going to take that leg that was up forwards, and then let's do my favorite stretch, taking your hips forwards, keep your knees back, hand comes over the top for that lovely stretch through the front of the hip joint. Well done. We'll just hold that for a moment. Good. And then coming back over with that arm, back down with your knee. Take both your hands back up to the sky again, and we're just going to do some chariots. We're going to go back with our bottom, and then as we push our hips forwards, we come down with our hands. Lovely. And keep going. So really thinking about lifting and squeezing through your core, and doing a lovely out breath as you come up into your high kneel. Well done. Let's do 4 more of those. We all okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. We're going to do 2 more, everybody. And last one. Fantastic. And then let's take the other knee forwards to stretch out the other hip. So again, tuck your tailbone under, hips forwards, keep your shoulders back, arm comes up and over. Well done. Just feel the stretch through the front of that hip. Now we'll just hold that for a moment. Well done. And then coming back down, and now we're going to go into our side bend the other way. So we're going to take our hand down to the side, take your opposite leg long, nice straight line with your body, and then we're going to sweep the floor. So you're going to take your toe forwards and backwards, keeping our toe in contact just to make it that little bit easier. Let's do a few more. And then Shakira, you and I are going to go on to that last set of rainbows. Lovely, so we'll come forwards and then let's arc back in a big rainbow and forwards again. Keep going, and you really feel it in that supporting leg as well, don't you? Do 2 more. Fantastic, very good, lovely. Right, coming up into our sitting position, you actually want to be at the end of your mat, so you've got a little bit of space behind you because we're going to do our roll down action. So we've been working on these and progressing them on a little bit, so we're just going to take them a little bit further forward again today. We're all going to start with our hands forwards, okay, nice and high on your sit bones, switching on through your core, and let's just start by coming off of our sit bones onto our tailbone. We're just going to go halfway through that roll down, and then we're going to curl all the way back up and take your hands to the sky at the end of the movement. That's it. So rolling down, breathe out as you do that. And then coming back up. Well done. So how does that feel, Nikki? Is that okay? Yeah. So if you just keep going at that level for me. And then Shakira, you and I are going to see whether we can get all the way down to the floor. So uncurling segment by segment. Lovely. Then you can either roll onto your side to get back up, or you can come up through your roll up and back up into your sitting position. Really thinking about your control. If at any point you're just going to drop suddenly, or if you're going to have to swing and rock to get back up, then just take it back a level. You want to be super controlled and to be able to maintain that lovely core connection the whole time. We're going to do 2 more. You got 1 more in you? Yeah. Yeah? Fantastic, very good. And coming all the way back up. So we're now going to do some twisting exercises through the trunk as well. If you put your hands like so with your palms together in front of you, we're going to do our roll down, going down just halfway, and then we're going to twist to one side and then the other side, and again and again, and then up. So we're doing to each side 2 times. And let's go again. So rolling back, off we go. And we're going to do 4 sets. That's 2 sets, and roll back up. Let's see if we're going to do 2 more sets there. So off of your sit bones onto your tailbone, off you go again. And with these, remember, you want to be looking at those tummy muscles, making sure that they're staying nice and rounded and not forming a domed peak in the middle. If they are, just come back a level. Maybe support through the back of the thigh with one hand as you do this. Let's do 1 last set, everybody. You're doing really well. Fantastic. And all the way back up. Excellent. So we've worked our glutes really hard this session. We're just going to stretch those out before we come up into standing. If you remember the other weeks, we've got different ways that we can do this. Nikki, do you want to demonstrate it in sitting for us? Okay. So that's taking your foot across your opposite knee and twisting the other way. Shakira, if you demonstrate it, lying down on your back again. And I'm going to show you this exercise in 4-point. So I'm bringing my leg through the middle, sliding my other foot away, down onto my elbows, and just leaning into that stretch on this side. Does everyone feel the stretch? Yeah? We're just going to hold that for a moment. It's nice to have a little rest as well, hey? Yeah? And let's swap sides, everybody. Very good. Lovely. And then we're going to do our roll up and coming up into standing just to finish off with a few different exercises in that position. So rocking back up onto your heels, straighten through the knees, and up you come again, segment by segment, all the way into standing. Fantastic. Right, we're going to start with a balance exercise again. So in our last session, we were going up into tabletop and then back into a Superman. So we're doing similar, but we're adding a hip opening into that as well. So if you ladies stay sideways, just so you can grab the wall if you need to, I'm going to attempt it facing front just so that you can see what I'm doing through my hip. So in this position here, switching on through your core, coming up into your single leg stand, and then you're going to open up through the front of the hip, take your knee out to the side, all the way around and through the back, and then arms go forwards, leg goes back, and then come back straight through the middle. Is that all right? Yeah? And again, I would look at you, but I can't because I'll fall over. So I just need to trust you're managing. Lovely. And back again. Let's do 2 more before we swap sides. So open up at the hip at the front, take the leg round, and point your toe behind you, hands forwards, and you can be holding onto the wall with one hand if you need to. And last one, again, remembering to find your sense of balance through connecting with your core into your Superman for me, and then back through the middle. Fantastic. Let's swap sides, all right? As you know, this is my less balanced side, so we'll see how this goes. So single leg stand, making sure you're nice and strong on that supporting side. Open up through the front of the hip joint, take that leg behind you, Superman pose, and then you're going to come all the way through the middle, trying not to touch the floor with that toe as you do. Back into your single leg stand. Open up through the front of the hip, round you go. Like Superman, we're going to do 2 more. I feel all those little muscles around my ankle working. What about you? Open up through the hip, round you go. Lovely. And then we're going to do one last one. Open up through the hip joint, round you go. Stretching along with that toe, and back through the middle into your single leg stand and down. Well done. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, good exercise. Okay, so again, I've been working each week about controlling and preparing our pelvic floor for kind of more dynamic movement and impact. Last session we were doing these forward leaps. We're now going to do a running man exercise, which again is a little bit more dynamic and thinking about some of those kind of higher energy activities that we might do, okay? So we're going to come forwards into a split stance. The foot that's behind you, the arm on the same side, you're going to bring that forwards and up over your head, all right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to drive that knee forwards as the other hand comes up. Got that? Yeah. And then we're going to go back again. Lovely. So focus on your core and your pelvic floor. Lift your pelvic floor, breath out as you drive the knee forwards. And then inhale, so breathe in as you take the foot back and go again. Good, well done, nice and controlled. You're floating your head towards the ceiling the whole time. Nice and long through the spine. And you're lifting through your pelvic floor as you bring that knee forwards. Let's do 4 more. Gonna do one last one on this side. Fantastic, very good. Should we swap sides? How was that? Was that okay? Yeah? And let's swap legs. So the other leg's forward this time. So the leg that's behind, that arm goes up in front. That's how I remember it. Again, lift and squeeze through your pelvic floor and off you go. So driving the knee forwards on an out breath. In breath as you go back. Connecting through that core. Floating your head tall and long. I'm going to do 4 more. 2 more. Last one. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. And we're just going to turn to the front and we're just going to finish off with our core breaths for a very last time. So breath in. And hands behind your head. And breathe in. Really focus in on your breathing. And then shutting those eyes. Connect with your body. Just check in again with how you're doing. Last one. Breath in and breathe out. Breath in again as your hands go high and round. Well done. Fantastic. And that's us. Well done, everybody. I really hope you've enjoyed the sessions and have found them helpful. Hopefully, you've had the time to brainstorm some physical activity and exercise ideas that you can continue with now that you've finished the programme. Your task for this week is to practically plan that out for the next couple of months. Maybe you could find an exercise class that you'd like to join, or could set yourself a goal such as completing a fundraising event or a sponsored walk. There are so many options. It's just important that you find one that is enjoyable and achievable for you. If you need some ideas or ways to keep up the physical activity, then there are some links in this session's written content.